What's up, everybody? My name's Apollo. This is Late Great Game Reviews. This is the first week. It's basically where I review games that I just have not gotten around to playing until, later on, because there's so many great games out there. Sometimes you'd have to play them. You have to play some of them later than you'd like. Luckily, it's never too late. So, which brings me to this week, the first week's game, Sly Cooper: Thieves in Time. This is the fourth title in the Sly Cooper series. It's Sanzaru is the game developer that takes over for Sucker Punch, the developer that did the first three Sly games, and luckily Sanzaru does a great job and is definitely a worthy successor as developer. The Sly 4 is a great dynamic game that will make a lot of Sly fans happy to see it after it has basically been absent for the entire PlayStation, console cycle. So it's definitely great to see the Sly game back. Now I have a script here. I'm gonna try to read properly, just go properly without having to use it, but I may have to glance at it from time to time. But let's basically get right into it. Sly Cooper 4 is great game, very accessible, very easy to pick up and just play. The basic story is that Sly Cooper and his gang realize that the Thieves Raccoonus, the Cooper family book that shows Sly Cooper's ancestors and the thieving techniques that they've learned and have passed down from generation to generation is mysteriously each ancestor, basically history is being rewritten. Some things are being wiped out, and basically the team has to go back in time and try to fix it. Try to fix everything, set everything right, and find out what the hell is going on. So we start there, and the big draw of this game is that you're going from time period to time period. It's very cool. They have a little gimmick too about how they get to each time period. It's a nice little thing. If you've seen like a lot of different time traveling things like I have, it's a nice new little thing that they do. There will be some minor spoilers in this review if you haven't played it for any reason. I'm really trying not to ruin anything, but yeah. But there will be very minor spoilers, but it shouldn't mess up anything. So yeah, you go through the different time periods. You get to meet some of Sly's ancestors, some of them that we saw in Sly 3, where he's going through the vault. You get to see some of those guys, not all of them, obviously, but some of them, and some new ones, and it's a lot of fun. Not only does each ancestor have their own unique personality, obviously in their own unique time period, but they all have their own unique combo. Each ancestor has a different combo and different takedown and a different ability, which is you do get to play as the ancestors, which is a lot of fun. You not only get to meet them and play as them, but then also another great thing is that in each time period, as you're helping your ancestors get back on track and get back the way history is supposed to be, you are granted these costumes to blend into that specific time period, and each costume has its own abilities, different from the ancestors' abilities, and that these costumes can be switched on the fly throughout any time period you're in, and that creates a lot of dynamic gameplay, and it just adds to the fun of the game. Now, speaking of Sly and the gang, Carmelita is back, and she is officially a part of the gang this time around. I know that in the previous Sly games, 2 and 3 at least, I believe in 2. It's been a while, but I know that at least in some of the previous Sly games, you could play as Carmelita, but she wasn't officially a part of the gang. This time, she's officially a part of the gang, reluctantly, but she is. Let me see. Sorry. Glance down at the script here. Bear with me. It's my first time. Yeah, you get each ancestor is awesome. You get to see also how the Sly Cooper the Cooper gang canes. They each have their own canes. each unique to themselves, and some of the canes are one of the cane is a gun, the other is a sword, and you have just a lot of they really Sanzuru definitely show they really try to make it they really do, and they succeed in making each ancestor really feel like their own. And obviously it's a Sly game, so there's tons of humor infused in every scene. All the normal banter between Sly, Bentley, and Murray and Carmelita is back, and you get to have some fun with the dialogue of some of the ancestors, because different time periods they're talking in different ways, and it's very funny, and it's a great game. It's also packed with a great soundtrack. It lends it. It has a the soundtrack is very good. It uh, it is very good. The soundtrack definitely sets the mood and the atmosphere for each time period perfectly. Um, there's a lot of activities to do, not just the normal collectibles and stuff. By the way, in terms of speaking collectibles, the normal the bottles and stuff. The bottles actually from Slide 2 are back, which is nice. The clue bottles that you collect, and that opens up saves and safes, and you have collectibles and stuff such like Sly masks and different things like that. You also have treasures; those are back as well to collect. And there's actually tons of activities to do outside of the main missions. I mean, whether you're knocking out henchmen and just collecting coins to get things on ThiefNet, the computer network where Sly and his gang get new moves. You can get new moves for Carmelita as well, in addition to obviously Sly, Bentley, and Murray this time around, so it's pretty cool. Um, Another great thing is that um, you each treasure that you collect actually adds to repairing these arcades that are in each of the gang's hideout throughout each level. So as soon as you get the treasure from that level, all the treasure in each level, then you can actually play the arcade and try to beat the high scores. It's a lot of fun. You can play ping pong. You got definitely some other mini games throughout each of the levels, which adds to the replay. And even if you go back and beat the game, even if you beat the game, you can go back through each time period. You can replay jobs. You can obviously go back and collect stuff. So there's definitely after you beat the game, there's still hours of fun to be had and plenty of stuff to collect. And if you're a trophy hunter, there's tons to do afterwards, and it's great. And actually, if you collect all the trophies, you get a nice little treat for that. Not just the platinum, but you get a nice little surprise, which I definitely am not going to ruin. Let's see. A few other things I think I want to say. They revamped the hacking for Bentley. That's a nice little thing as well. Got some nods to some other classic games that I definitely love. About to wrap it up here. Sure you're all happy about that. All three of you. Let's see. Oh, one thing that I did want to say. I'm not going to ruin anything. Again, very, very minor spoilers. But the boss fight in this Sly Cooper Thieves in Time is, in my opinion, the best boss fight of the Sly games so far. Sly 1 and 2, I really felt that the final boss fights were not great. They were irritating, and they just got really frustrating to play. Sly 3 did it better with the final boss fight of the game, but still, I wanted more. I wanted something better. Sly 4 definitely delivers on that. Some people might not like it because it has some quick time event things that you have to do. That's not the complete, final boss fight, but it is part of it. But I guess to put it this way, if you've played the Uncharted series, and you felt that the boss fights in 1 and 2 weren't great, but you liked the third one, you like the boss fight in the third Uncharted game, then you will definitely like the boss fight in Sly 4, the final boss fight with the main villain at the end of the game. Yeah. So, uh, thank you for bearing with me, and I'm definitely going to try to get better at this. But this is as this being the first week of late great game reviews. Again, I am Apollo. Thank you for sitting through the rambling and all of that. But basically, I would definitely recommend Sly 4. Keep calling it Sly 4. Sly Cooper Thieves in Time, fourth installment of the Sly Cooper series. To any Sly fans who, for whatever reason, haven't played it, or anyone who's looking to get into the Sly series, it's never too late. And anyone who's who wants a good heist game or something, maybe other than Payday 2 or something like that. Anyone who just wants a fun heist game with a lot of characters that just banter and have a lot of funny things to say, and some heists that are really pulled off well and are a lot of fun to play. So I recommend Sly Cooper Thieves in Time. I recommend it to all gamers, and I would give it a score out of 10, 8.5 out of 10. That's my score for Sly Cooper Thieves in Time. Thank you for watching first week of great game reviews. Gonna get used to saying that. And I will see you next week. Alright.